Yes.
What do you see the priorities now for the next 3.5 years? Is it anything that, in opposition, I know that you don't dictate any of these, but is there a priority that you think that the opposition coalition would like to see, because that's going to be your platform leading up to election 3.5 years' time?
Well, the biggest issue we have at the minute is this: there seems to be this incredible turning its back on the country by the Labor Party. So we had some government programs that were $100 million in what was called Local Government Infrastructure Fund that was giving local governments around the state $100 million over the 4 years. Well, that's been scrapped. There's another $100 million for the Putting Locals First program. That's another opportunity for councils to do projects with stakeholders in their community and the local council and state government. $100 million in the Putting Locals First has been scrapped. $100 million into regional Victoria for natural gas extensions, which we'll see in the very near future. We'll see Heathcote come online, Maldon will come online, at some stage Morong will come online in the near future, and already, as we're talking now, Huntley is connected to natural gas. So these are communities that the Labor Party, when they left office in 2010, said you cannot connect anymore. We've done all of the communities and the towns and cities that can be done, have been done. Now we have picked that comment up, and Jacinta Allen called our natural gas extension program a hoax on the people of country Victoria. Well, if she goes out and travels around these towns that I'm talking about in her future, she will be able to have a barbecue that is cooked on natural gas as this so-called hoax. We're now going to see Robinvale, Swan Hill, Kerrang, Nathalia as additional towns, and a whole range of others that are going to be connected to natural gas. So that was another $100 million program that we were just so committed to get natural gas to communities that didn't have it as a form of equity, and as of right, you should be able to have low-cost energy to your house. On top of that $300 million, they have scrapped the Local Roads and Bridges program, which is an additional $160 million. So Keith, as we're talking here, they've just scrapped $460 million out of local government and the communities that they support. $460 million has come out, and there's been no indication what's going to go back in.
So you're saying that really the Labor Party are Melbourne centric, basically, and forgetting the bush.
Well, it's not me. It's not me saying this,
Kenneth
Keith. It's not me saying this. This is simply looking at their actions. This is any observer can look at their actions and say they have just ripped out $460 million. They've refused to fund the Echuca-Moama Bridge, which when Eddie Han became a Member of Parliament mentioned
I was even in local government back when Eddie Han was around.
Mentioned it in his inaugural speech at Echuca-Moama. We put $96 million into that project and that's been scrubbed. We put $75 million into the Shepparton Hospital, that's been scrubbed. We put $178 million into regional rail projects around the state, and that has been scrubbed. So they put extra trains, they have announced $100 million for extra trains on the Geelong line, and we welcome that. But talk about how we got bashed for not looking after Shepparton. We had $178 million for services right around the state, but Shepparton was going to be an amazing beneficiary of that money. Well, that has been scrapped. So Keith, the more I sit here and just tell you where they've taken money out of, not so much the regional cities, because Bendigo, Ballarat, and Geelong will fare well because they are important political seats for the Labor Party. So they will look after them. For the Labor Party to come and say, when we were debating how we're going to fund the new development at Cardinia Park, with contributions from the federal government, from the AFL, from the City of Geelong, state government and Geelong Football Club themselves, because there was a total project.
They had a pretty powerful minister at the time pushing his old roots down that way.
And we were going to fund $5 million, Keith, and the Labor Party came in and said, no, we'll give you 70. We'll fund the lot. We don't care about the... we're going to fund the lot. We're going to build...
Say, it comes back to politics.
I'm thinking, What are they doing? Are they just crazy? So the Geelong Football Club just rub their hands together and say, you beauty, bring it on. Give us the money.
Now, finally, Damian, what's in it for Damian Drum? You've been a politician since 2002. That's a long time. Is there a life after politics, or you're loving politics and you just want to stay in it and serve the electorate? Big area, as I said, 48% of the state. So What's in it for you? Stick around for another couple of terms or not?
Oh, well, both of those aspects you put there are both right. I love the job that I'm in at the moment, but I also realise that there's got to be a life after politics. I don't necessarily admire these people that stay in politics until well into their 60s and you know, and get. So I have no real plan to stay in it.
By the way, what's wrong with 60-year-olds?
Beyond 60.
Oh, okay.
No, I just think that I really enjoy what I'm doing. I love representing the people and love working on their behalf. I believe that regional Victoria is going to be much better served under a coalition government. I just believe that when I look around and see the projects that get built in our 4 years versus what doesn't get built in 11 previous years of Labor. So, and sometimes you have to get outside of your Bendigos and Ballarats to see that stark difference. So I'm looking forward to a return to coalition, but long term I'll be doing something else.
Well, Damian, thank you so much for appearing on the Pointy End today. Really appreciate it. It has been too long because there was too much area to cover in that short space of time, but appreciate you coming on the Pointy End and talking to me today.
Thanks, Keith.